I'm Andrew McCrae, host of Farming the Countryside. Conservation is important to us here on our multi-generational farm in Missouri, and we continue to be inspired to try new things based on the shared experiences of other producers. There's no better proving ground for climate-smart practices than working farms and ranches. We're visiting operations around the country to learn how conservation is driving agriculture into the future for healthier soils, improved yields, more resiliency to weather, and diverse habitats that benefit both farming and the ecosystem around us. Today we're in Indiana.
This used to be a livestock farm, but we've converted now to grain and grain only, primarily corn and soybeans. And since my grandson has come back to the farm, he's graduated from Purdue and got new ideas and what have you. We are currently into no-till, cover crops, and actually planting green into these cover crops. At my age, it gets a little harder to make changes, but I've trusted my grandson and it is working for us. In fact, last year we had as good a crop on some of these fields as we've ever had. And you know, they were fields that when he planted it, I thought, there'll never be a stand of corn in this field. It can't come through, but it did.
I've been working with the state to say, guys, let's change our conversation. How do we mitigate the risk of a producer changing the management on their farm? We mentioned it earlier. Management changes are mindset changes. What we would really love to be able to do is then get back to the landscape and see things such as this, where you transition from a conventional farm to a no-till, cover crop, soil health farm. And at the end of the day, you can say my level of production has not decreased, but my bottom line has increased.
The NRCS has been really helpful, especially in the first few years of getting started with a lot of this. They offered a lot of technical assistance and even some cost share dollars to help, kind of ease the pain. Because when anyone's starting into, like cover crops, you look at the price, possibly, 10, 15 bucks an acre, and it seems a little bit daunting, but usually the NRCS has programs that can help you cover that. They just usually want your planting dates, what kind of mix you have, your seeding tags, and then they come out and verify that, yeah, you actually did plant that. And, so they make it as painless as possible. They can be a very good asset, to an operation and to help expand, into a lot of these conservation programs. And so don't be afraid just to walk in there, have a conversation with them and see what they can do for you.
We have to make sure the producers know all the benefits of anything that might need to change in their production. If they're doing too much tillage, they have a lot of erosion, let's talk about going no-till. Let's talk about adding cover crops to their production. Let's give them all the knowledge that they can of why these practices might benefit their production, why it might help save their soil, help water infiltrate their crop field a lot better than what it has been doing. I want to make sure that their production is at the top of their game. I want to make sure that there's anything that the Natural Resource Conservation Service can do, whether it's just technical advice or any kind of financial assistance. I want to make sure that I'm giving them every opportunity that would benefit them financially as well as benefit their production as well.
We farm pretty hilly ground. We've fought erosion for a long time. My grandpa healed this farm. It was in bad state when he got it, back in the 40s, 50s. Had cattle. Farming changed and trends changed, got rid of the cattle, and I've kind of been able to observe that, and I've been the one fixing all the gullies, and the cover crop will hold that. Water running off your farms, clean as a whistle, it makes a big difference.
NRCS can fill in the technical gaps by providing expertise in almost all manners of the soil. We have everything from soil scientists to district conservationists, soil conservationists, even archaeologists. And we provide that technical expertise to the local producers through our soil and water conservation districts that are available in each and every county. One of the things that generates a lot of traffic in our office is directly after harvest, when farmers are in those combines and they find that gully that they didn't know they had, and those types of things will trigger a response from them to want to come to our office and get the ball rolling and on a conservation plan. And that is basically step one, is reach out to our office.
I really like mainly the soil condition when planting into green. The roots that are in the soil and the activities going on it's really a positive feeling. And I feel like the soil is only getting better and getting back closer to what it was before we came in and started plowing things and tearing them up, which is all we knew at the time. The bottom line is soil conservation. And you know, we're just here for a short time on this earth, and it's going to hopefully go on for a lot longer. And so we need to take care of the assets that we're given to manage.